Welcome to the economics class part 5. In this class, we shall be covering the types of curves, what do you mean by unemployment and its types. So beginning with, we have Lorenz curve. So what does Lorenz curve represent? So this represents the income inequality or the wealth inequality in the society. So if you look at the graph, the vertical side represents the income percentage and the horizontal we have population percentage. So this represents the inequality in the society among the population. The next curve is the Gini coefficient. So Gini coefficient is interlinked with Lorenz curve. Why? Because as the Lorenz curve represents inequality in the population, Gini coefficient represents the intensity in which inequality is going on in the society among the population. So that is Gini coefficient. So moving on, we have the third type, that is Philip curves. So this was developed by A.W. Phillips economist. It states the inflation and unemployment have an inverse relationship. That is, higher the inflation is associated with lower unemployment. As we have been discussing in the previous class, that as the money supply in the society increases, people have more money in their hands, right? So unemployment decreases. So the Philip curve says that as inflation increases, unemployment decreases. Then we have the Angel curve and the Laffer curve. What does Angel curve says? The household expenditure on a particular goods or service varies with the change in household income. So what do you mean by this? For example, 2 years back, if a family was earning 50,000 per month, and after 50,000 per month, so they were able to purchase a average sofa set. So after 2 years, their household income increased to 1 lakh per month. So they were able to buy luxurious sofa set. So that difference has been represented by angel curve. So it says that the expenditure on a particular goods or service varies with the change in household income. Then we have Laffer curve. So this was represented by Arthur Laffer in 1979. So it states that lower the tax rate boosts the economic growth. Then we have other three type of curve, that is the environmental Kuznets curve, indifference curve, and Kuznets curve. So environmental Kuznets curve says the relationship between economic progress and environmental degradation. So as the country progresses with economy, they tend to degrade more environment. They encroach land, create deforestation, right? So this curve represents that. Then then we have indifference curve. So this shows the combination of two goods that gives consumer equal satisfaction. So for example, if a person like both tea and coffee, so I don't care, right? Because he likes both tea and coffee. Even though if I give a combo set containing 1 tea and 6 coffee, or combo B containing 4 tea and 1 coffee, since he likes both, so it doesn't make any difference. So that is shown in indifference curve. Then what is the Kuznets curve? So it shows the relationship between economic growth and inequality. Then we have, what do you mean by unemployment? So it is a situation under which person who is able and willing to work but fails to find a job. So here person is willing to find a job and also he is physically fit and he is able to work, but he is not able to find a job. So this consists working age population between 15 to 64 years. And what is a labor force? This category contains people from 15 to 59 years who are able to and willing to work. Those who are physically fit to find a job and work. So that comes under labor force. So here the exception is it includes number of people working plus unemployed, those who are employed as well as unemployed. So that comes under labor force. So therefore, the labor force participation rate is equal to the person employed plus person unemployed by working age population into 100. Now the important part is, what are the types of unemployment? The first we have frictional unemployment. So what do you mean by this? So here, when people are in between jobs or just started looking for a job, for example, college students who just finished their exam or just passed out from the college, so so they are in search of job. So this comes under frictional unemployment. Then we have structural. So here, skills don't match the jobs available. For example, uh, if a typewriter mechanic is jobless because now it is a computer era, right? So he doesn't fit in the job role. Then we have cyclical. So this happens when economy is down and companies are not hiring. So this happens when there is a recession in the economy. So what happens? That time the money supply is low because there is no profit for the company. So they hire uh, less employees, right? So again, people stay unemployed, right? So this happens during recession. So that comes under cyclical. Then what happens in seasonal? So in seasonal, jobs available only during certain seasons. The best example is the agricultural field, where they work for 6 months, and the rest of the 6 months they will be unemployed because they wait for the crops to grow, right? Then we have disguised. So what is disguised? So here, too many people work. So if the job role is specified for only two people, but here five people are working. So again, for this, the example is farmers. Then we have the open unemployment. So what happened by this? Here, people do not have any job at all, and they are actively looking for a job, but they are not able to find the job. So that comes under open unemployment. Then we have underemployment. Here, job doesn't fully use their skill. For example, an engineer working as a delivery boy or a gig worker. So that comes under unemployment. Then the last one is the chronic unemployment. So this unemployment is for long term and continuous. So for long term, people are not able to find a job, so they remain unemployed for long term.